Hello friends, neighbors, welcome to my deck on this beautiful Saturday. Just ahead of Father's Day, and I thought, you know what? I should shoot a Scotch for anyone who's thinking, oh, maybe I should get my dad a bottle of something. This could be in the running. We're going to take a look at an Islay Scotch, but it's not a heavy peat. This is Bunnahabhain 12-year-old. 3, 4. Thanks for staying with me through the break. And if all went well, that was a new opener. Thank you again to, I feel like they're my nieces, they're my cousin nieces, and cousin Brad for mixing that up for me. Hats off, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. So as I said in the intro, you know, this is Bunnahabhain 12. It is on Islay. Islay is known, of course, for brine, salt, and heavy peat. Bunnahabhain is not known for that. It's the most northern distillery on the island. And this one here, I tried to find out a number, if there was a number behind the peat that I could share. And it varies from like 2 parts per million to maybe 5. Give you a sense of that, Bamore is like 12 to 15. Same with, you know, Highland Park. Well, no, I'm wrong. Highland Park, not on the island, would be around that 12, 15, somewhere in there. Coming back on Islay, we've got Bamore, and that's more like 25, 20, 25, somewhere in there. And then, you know, you get into your Lafroig, your Ardbegs that are like in that 45 to 55, depending on the bottle, right? So those are your heavy peats, and often what's associated with Islay. This is an Islay Scotch, but it's really not peated. You know, I really can't remember the earlier expression of Bunnahabhain 12, but this one in the dark bottle, you know, it's 46.3%. The earlier one was 43 or 40, I can't remember, I think 43. But this one is 46.3%, and it right on here, you know, this is unchilled, filtered, and it's natural color. So checking off a lot of boxes, and it's often on a good value. If you're in the Edmonton area, hit up a Wine and Beyond. I saw it in their flyer. It's a fantastic price for this Father's Day weekend. Let's talk whiskey. Like this nose, it is, depending on, now I poured this a little while ago when my neighbor was doing some trimming or whatnot and got a little noisy, so I let it sit. So it's actually been sitting here for, I don't know, a good 15 minutes. And when I first poured it, I really got, you know, some honey. My wife got some buckwheat honey, some real light sweetness. Now I'm getting more almost a little bit of chocolate in with some fruits, some dried fruits. This is, you know, that juicier raisin, a little bit of leathered prune. Now, it's not a sherry bomb, but I will say, I believe about 30% of this is ex-sherry. So it's a mix of ex-bourbon and ex-sherry, and a significant amount of ex-sherry. And this nose right now is speaking to me, maybe because it's pretty warm out here on the deck. It's been poured for a while. And the sherry notes are coming out stronger than my memory would say. But they're good notes. There's still a good sweetness, a maltiness. And maybe a wisp of smoke. Like the nose. See how it is on the palate. Cilantro. It's a tasty Scotch. A lot of what in the nose is going to come out pretty quick. I'm definitely getting a good malt, kind of a coating, a creamy. Goes right away into more of those fruits for me. Dark, red fruits, leathered fruits, dried fruits. There is, to me, there's a bit of a roastiness that's coming off. It's not a heavy chocolate, but a little light chocolate going on. Sometimes I get that from ex-sherry, actually. My palate somehow gets tricked into thinking that. Spicing doesn't come till the end for me. Now, the end of the palate, not the finish. And then I do get just some nice older wood notes. Not quite musty, but just that sense of that wood tannins. Finish. decently clean. I'm left with more of that light chocolate, a little bit of nut. Yeah, a little bit of nut, fig. But it doesn't go on for ages. So I can't say it's forever. Better take another sip. You know, from a good honeyed fruit in the nose, a little darker in the palate, some leathering, nut, gentle chocolate, little nice wood spice, into a good finish, a nice breathable finish. It doesn't move in any negative direction, no bittering really. A little bit of that, but you know, maybe I get echoes of smoke, both in the nose, more in the palate. For me, it's almost like a wood char than a smoke. If there's peat in here, it comes a little bit as an earthiness, not a heavy earthiness, but just a kind of that darkening of the fruits, as I said, in the palate or in the finish. Yeah, it's to me, it doesn't scream peated. In fact, today, maybe because we're sitting in the sun, it is really speaking of its sherry notes. It's really only 30% sherry. It's not by any means a sherry bomb, but those notes are really coming through for me. Nice sweetness, nice. A little bit of floral that time. Oh, I was going to hit it with water. Maybe I'll hit it with water after I compare with the Glengarry I've got over there. This is a very, very good 12-year-old Scotch for me. The fact that it's coming to you, yeah, in there. If I say it, I'll overemphasize it. But, you know, 46.3%. It's not colored. This is the natural color, not chill filtered. This is really a great Scotch, and it is very often affordable. If you are looking for a whisper of peat, good sherry, I think this is a dram that you can consider. And I think because it doesn't dominate in peat or even dominate in sherry, that it becomes a good dram to share with a variety of people. You know, someone who said, "Oh, I don't drink Irish Scotch," I think they'd enjoy this. You know, someone who's like, "I only drink Irish Scotch," well, you know, they'd miss a lot of the peat on this. But I just think it has a good, strong appeal to a variety of Scotch drinkers, and that's why this would be a solid recommend to buy for someone who likes Scotch, but you really don't know what their collection is. I can't think of, I would hope that there wouldn't be any snobs out there that are like, "Oh, it's only a 12-year-old," or "Oh, that's a value Scotch." No way. This is a class act with its unchill filter and natural color, and its presentation is good. It comes in a nice tube, and I think the bottle looks pretty good. I would think this would be a fantastic Father's Day gift. Comes with a hearty recommend. For score, I'd put it easily at a 4-star, and I really like it. Like I should have talked about Bunnahabhain a long time ago. That's my thoughts. Now, I do like to compare if I can, and you know, you'd think, oh, he's shooting an Isla, he better pull out an Isla. I actually think this this Highland, you know, this is Glengarry, is 48 point something, just 48%, also unchill filtered, and also a mix of sherry and ex-bourbon. Now, it's not peated whatsoever, and I have heard from comments, because I can't tell, that it is actually colored. So we can't consider the color here, that it has some color in it. This nose has more lemon, so maybe it's a bit more ex-bourbon. Yeah, a little more caramels, a little more lemon. Back to the Bunnahabhain. The Bunnahabhain to me is speaking leathered red fruits today. It continues to move in that direction. Let's talk about palate change. Not palate change, just talk about how the palates compare. Yeah, a little more spicing up front, like my tongue kind of came alive. Caramels and vanillas. Wow, in this comparison, the dark quality of the fruits, the nuttiness, is significantly stronger than the Bunnahabhain. I thought I was getting some of that character with the Glengarry before, and I certainly enjoy it. It's an easy sip here, but no, that was tasty. That little graham cracker came through, and that definitely perks up on the tongue more. So a little more spicing going on here, and a little bit darker leathering fruits come over on the Bunnahabhain. That's how I compare it. Star value actually would depend on my mood. I think they're incredibly similar. Today, I'm liking the Bunnahabhain just a little bit. There's a little bit more complexity. The layering coming out, like now I'm almost getting an earthy quality. Like I'd almost say, wait, is there peat? Oh man, I really like that bottle. That is a solid recommend. I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope Father's Day is an encouraging day for you. You know, as a father, it's very humbling to have that position in life. And I am keenly aware at how many times I make mistakes and how many times I've lost my temper or sounded exactly like my dad, being right when really I'm not right. Just want to encourage you. You know, our kids are with us for actually a really short amount of time. And then they're on their own. Of course, they come back and visit. My oldest is living with us. He's not that old yet. But I miss my dad a lot. Later today, if I can, I'd like to visit his gravesite, and I'll pour probably the last of a Glendronach that I opened when he passed away about 2 years ago. Well, not quite. And I just will remember his impact and think about his words that he would have shared with me. I'm not yet old enough to have that quick words of wisdom that come off my tongue, but I do want to encourage all dads out there. Spend what time you can with your kids. Listen to them far more than talk. And when they're ready, crack open a good dram like this Bunnahabhain 12. See if you can't share a few laughs. You guys have a great day today and have a fantastic Father's Day tomorrow. Take care.